Hello and welcome to Kristine Art channel. Today I have in my hand a bunch of little papers. These are questions you asked for me. A few weeks ago on my Instagram and here on YouTube I uploaded a short video of asking you to ask me any question related to art, business and life. So here we go. First one. What was the moment you thought, yes, I can call myself an artist? Well, first of all, as soon as you pick up your brush, pencil, ink marker, oils, acrylics, any medium, you are an artist. You don't need to wait for anyone to tell you that you're an artist. You don't need a degree to call yourself an artist. As soon as you want to be, as soon as you start creating, you are an artist. What kind of paper do you use to your landscape painting? Hot pressed, cold pressed? For my landscape painting, I use hot pressed paper, but also it's very good to use cold pressed paper. For landscape, it's perfect. For seascape, landscape, portraiture, I'm used to hot pressed paper, and that's why I'm painting on hot pressed paper. Can you advise on watercolor brushes? Yes, I can. For almost any watercolor, realistic, botanical painting, you need only 2 brushes. I am offering these in my shop, but you can get them anywhere. So one is very good, high quality bristle fine tip brush, which is for fine details, detailing lines, edges, and other one is round synthetic brush for smooth layers, for watery washes, for glazes. These 2 are my go-to brushes, like for 95% of tutorials and painting sessions. If I'm painting something bigger, then I will be using same brushes, only bigger size. This is number 4 fine tip brush and I will be using number 7, and this is number 7 round synthetic. I will be using number 9. How to use masking fluid. So masking fluid is for covering some parts of your composition of your painting to avoid there getting watercolors, and later on when you're ready to paint that area, you can remove masking fluid and paint it. I use it very rarely, but before using any brand masking fluid, take a different piece of paper, of course the same that you are using for your painting, only a smaller piece of paper. Apply this masking fluid there and wait for it to dry. Apply watercolors, wait for watercolors to dry, then remove, and see how this kind of brand is reacting on your paper, because I had some frustrating moments. I know that my students had. So when they get new masking fluid, they apply it on the paper, on the original watercolor paper that they are painting the big composition, and when they remove it, comes off with parts of paper, and that is really frustrating. Need more free watercolor videos? Every month I'm sharing a free tutorial or a whole ebook where are several tutorials. So as long as you are with me, following me and looking through my content here on YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest, you will see free tutorials every month. If you could pick 5 brushes for a beginner set, what would you choose? No need 5 brushes, 2 is enough. For a third brush, I would choose Eradicator brush, which is very small, square synthetic brush, quite stiff. It's for correcting edges, erasing some small mistakes. So these 3, enough. How do you use those water brushes? I offer in my shop, and you can buy them almost, I think, in any craft shop, art shop, these kind of water brushes. This is where you open, pour in water, close it, and when you go out, when you go on a travel, when you like somewhere going and you're more on the move, these are perfect brush because you don't need to carry around jar with water. Water is here. You are pushing on this brush and water is coming out from these synthetic bristles, and you go straight away to your watercolors and mix. When you need to take another color, you clean it on a paper towel and again squeeze out some little bit of few drops of water and mix again. So it's very convenient. You don't need to carry around water. You can be very flexible and painting and standing, being on a plane and painting, being in the car, anywhere. But for daily like studio painting, I wouldn't recommend, because this is still a synthetic, quite cheap material. It's for quick sketches and watercolor mixes. What kind of pencils do you use? Graphite pencils 2H, HB, 2B and 4B. That's enough to make any realistic graphite study, drawing. What is your favorite time of the day to paint new subjects? Any time of the day is perfect. Is it early morning, daytime, late evening, sometimes during night? When I have opportunity, I do painting. I don't need special day, special time, special place. I can do it anywhere. And I've done it on a plane, in the forest, on a lake, in car. How good should you be in order to conduct workshops? I really want to, but lack of confidence. If you're thinking about joining my workshops, then my workshops are open to any level. Is it beginner, intermediate, or advanced? I am spending time with each student individually. I don't have large groups. I'm managing small group of students so I can help and assist and guide. So join. Will you be coming to the US anytime soon? Yes, hopefully soon I will announce dates for 2025 and US hopefully will be in those dates. Are you still working out every day? I'm trying to work out every day. Is it a small exercise session, like super small, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, maybe something longer, like going out. But I'm, especially during summer, quite active every day because I need to do a lot of stuff at house with kids, and I also work out. Please tell about your art journey. How can we become like you in art? My art journey started in 2016 when I first time picked up watercolors and fell in love, but I was also painting with oils. I thought that I will be definitely an artist who is painting with oils, making exhibitions, doing commissions, and watercolors just for fun. And then slowly watercolors took over because of the convenience that you don't need a huge time amount to set up and set away. Then I had in 2017 my youngest son. Then with little baby around, it was hard with oils, and now I have youngest daughter in 2022, and definitely no oils because a lot of odor, a lot of stuff, and I still managed to get my little girl with some watercolors in her hands. That's not so bad, but if those would be oils, that wouldn't be a thing. I started painting with watercolors more often than they completely took over. I also thought that I will be more working on commissions and exhibitions, but eventually people started more asking, how do you do that? Please guide us, please do a tutorial, please show us. And I never saw myself as an art teacher. I thought, no way. But then I started and I kind of liked it, and I saw the response that was. Now I'm here, full-time artist, online art teacher, content creator, and I'm happier than ever, fulfilled, and really enjoying every day. Do you have help at home, babysitting, homework, etc.? Yes, I do have help. Once a week we have a house cleaning lady coming in, and she's helping with house stuff, and that's a big help. If you can get help in your busy life, please do, because during that time I can spend more productively creating content, making a tutorial, or replying to my students. That is more productive than if I would leave that out and go and completely clean house and manage house. That would be more time took away from my business. How much time day week do you set aside for your art? Is it always at the same time? Well, I don't need to set time for my art because that is the daily thing that I do. I'm a full-time artist, but sitting and physically painting is every day. Is it a little tip? Is it a little practice? Or is it a whole painting, half of the painting? I try to paint every day, and I need to in order to create content, and I love to, but I would love to do it more. But other stuff of my brand and this art business is taking much more time. How many hours per day do you work, including painting? If talking about, so I'm a full-time artist, and my brand Kristine Art is developed from one-on-one sessions in 2020. I think I first got one-on-one sessions to now I have art brand Kristine Art with art materials, online content, live workshops. Soon book is coming out. So I try to work as much as possible because I'm also a mother, a wife. I have 5 kids. So it's few hours in the morning, then 3 to 4 hours during daytime, which is right now when baby is sleeping. She's at daytime nap, and I can record content without anyone running around and screaming or crying. Then 3 to 4 hours during day, then 1 hour in the evening, and when everybody goes to bed, I have another 2 to 3 hours depending on how much work. So approximately 6 to 9 hours. It's a good day, and sometimes it can be only 2 hours if something else is going on, but majority of time 5 to 8 hours I try to do. How many hours of painting every day? Not hours, minutes, because for example, I need to create a content about some little tip. It can be 10 to 20 to 30 minutes. It's like a short practice. If I'm recording a tutorial, it can be maximum 1 hour. I'm not recording in one day. I'm not finishing a whole painting in one day. Even if I would have time, I still advise taking breaks. For realistic painting, it's better to take it slowly. With some parts, taking a break, going out, take your time off. But I don't have that luxurious amount of time to paint for many hours. I have other stuff to do regarding my brand. When did you start to sell paintings? With how many followers? First of all, I don't sell paintings, and few of them I sell maybe during holiday season or during live workshops, but my main thing, I don't sell paintings, and I don't talk about that I sell paintings, because my main focus is on guiding students, teaching students, and selling art materials. But my first one-on-one session was in 2020. Then I had approximately 8 to 10,000 followers. But right now, it's completely, the game has changed. Now you don't need a lot of followers. You can have 100 or 100,000, and you have equal possibility to get noticed. It's a matter what kind of content you are sharing, what are you talking, what kind of benefits you are giving to your followers. So even if you are a complete beginner in your social life, don't look at numbers. Create beautiful, interesting, catchy content. How do you manage art, business, and family life? How do you do that? Oh, there's a lot of managing going on every day. If I would not manage my time, plan my day, then I wouldn't manage to do anything, because my studio is in my house, my family is all the time somewhere near, kids are constantly coming in, changing the order on my table. But still, I manage with the big help that I receive from my family, that I receive from my husband, from my kids. They're supportive. They are so happy that I'm doing this. They find it very interesting. One of my daughters is helping me filming with content. The oldest daughter is helping me with the youngest daughter. Sometimes they help pack stuff, pack art materials, orders. And my husband it's like a fun video right now going on Instagram. A husband who didn't sign up for this work, but he is now a full-time. It's almost like in our situation as well. My husband didn't sign up, but he's helping me even earlier than I believed in myself. He believed in me, and he was constantly supporting me. So if you need help, first of all, ask your closest ones, and if you will get help from them, you can conquer anything. Business side, which printer use, scanning pictures, call it the Photoshop. I will leave here a link, and in the captions down below I have a whole video of how I create art prints, all the tools that go in, or the apps and gear that I have. Do you think paper is really that important when you're starting with watercolors? Yes, it is. I know it's not a cheap product, but if you will invest in good quality art tools, you will enjoy. You can have cheap art tools and you can create on them, but that will be quite stressful and you will be frustrated, and you don't need to have a lot. For example, if you're starting with oils, you need quite a lot of art materials. If you're starting with watercolors, you need good quality paper, at least 300 GSM. It doesn't matter hot pressed or cold pressed, it's a thing of your preferences and your style. 2 brushes, maximum 2 brushes, and 5 pigments. You don't need even to buy a whole set of watercolor pigments, which is quite expensive. Please also invest in professional, because then you buying 2 paints, like 5 paints, they will last for years if you are like not a daily type of painter. If you are painting a few times a week, they will last you for years, really. So invest in good paper, good brushes, and 5 pigments, and that's it. You're all set to go. What is a typical day like for you? Well, as I have a little girl. She's waking up pretty early. Then I go downstairs, we cook breakfast for all the family. And after breakfast, I have 1 hour with emails, answering students and comments. Then I spend time with my kids. Then during daytime nap, which is right now, I film, I paint, I also create content, write texts, write blogs, design art materials. New art materials are in designing process all the time. It takes quite a long time. Then when she wakes up, I go get her, I make lunch for her, and then I have 1 hour during evening time when I create again content and share it to my socials. And when everybody goes to sleep, I come back to studio and have 1 to 2 hours if it's a normal day. If I have tight schedule and there's something needed to be done, it can take even 3 to 4 hours. What is your favorite subject to paint? Okay, let's think. What is my favorite subject to paint? Flowers and everything that is connected to nature. I love leaves, I don't know, pine cones, flowers. Autumn is coming, mushrooms, everything that I can find around my area, I love to paint. How do you manage your time to have time to paint? As I'm a full-time artist, that is my daily job, and I have time, maybe not so much as I would love to, but every day. What mistakes were the most valuable to make? You are glad you made them. This is a good one. In the beginning of my journey, my main mistake, and the mistake I see majority of beginners, artists are making, is aiming for very complex, advanced subjects, compositions. I was in the same boat and I aimed really high. I straight away in the first year entered exhibitions, art contests, and of course I failed. And I was so frustrated that I failed, and I was angry at jurors and all the other stuff that was there. But after that failing, after crying a lot, I calmly looked at everything and saw, yes, those artists that are winning, that are being in those exhibitions, are painting for years. And I'm just like 1 year fresh green bean and want to compete with them. That's really egoistical of me. But after that, after calming and wiping off all the tears, I went back to basics, and I'm glad that I aimed so high. I went back to basics. I entered a school, SBA London diploma course. I studied there a lot. I did a lot of by myself, and from there I started to grow quite fast. Not when I aimed for very high in the beginning, but when I got back to basic. And if I didn't make that mistake in the beginning, maybe I wouldn't go back to basics. You prefer lots of inspiration around in your studio or a clean table? I love inspiration. I have a lot of house plants, shells and rocks and lots of books. I love art books and everything that's related to art. But when it comes to the table, I love when it's clean, and especially on Monday or on Sunday, I clean my studio. I wipe off the dust, because dust is a big no-no with watercolor painting. And then I love to come in the morning to a freshly clean studio, and then I'm ready to create and feel inspired for the rest of the week. Does the center of the flower comes first or the petals while painting? It depends on the subject. With watercolors, we are building layers from lightest to darkest. If I see that the anturn sepals are really dark compared to the flower, then I will paint them the very last ones. If I see that they are quite light, I will avoid those areas around them, and then I will paint them during painting process. If there are like spots that are completely light, maybe I even will use masking fluid, and again will paint them the very last. So here we go, all questions are answered. There were several very similar questions, so I picked one and I hope that will cover also rest of the questions that are quite similar. Lots of questions were about brushes, so I explained you about brushes. Lots of questions were about how do I sell paintings, so I also explained that. I don't sell paintings, I teach online. And how do I sell that, if you would ask? I am using socials, and that is a wonderful tool that we have right now, and it would be silly not to use now. Of course, we are so frustrated that it's not growing so fast, but still, this tool that we have right now, and we don't know how long it will be, socials is a thing you need to use in order you want to grow and show the world your beautiful art. Thank you for being here in this video. Thank you for all your questions. Comment down below. I love to get in touch with you, to comment back. Thank you, and see you in my next videos.